Night Trap back in the day on the Sega CD. It actually started the ratings that we have now, the ESRB. That wouldn't exist without this game and without Mortal Kombat. Sega did have a voluntary rating system that came in before that, prior to that, and that was because of the controversy with Night Trap and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat had the blood taken out of the Super Nintendo version. It was just sweat, and the fatalities were stupid. They weren't fatalities anymore. I don't know what I would call them. But anywho, this game is not that great, obviously. It's pretty much a choose your own adventure, except you don't get many different choices, and you just gotta pretty much press the right button at the right time and capture the augurs, which are like vampire type, alien type creatures that suck blood. But they didn't want to show that kind of violence with these girls who are scantily clad, if you can call that scantily clad. I mean, they've got, you know, formal clothes on for the 80s, 90s. Anywho,
oh no,
this caused a lot of controversy back in the day, though. And they didn't want them showing blood being sucked out of the girls, ladies, I should say, or the gentlemen in the game. So they used some kind of special apparatus, a hook type thing, to just grab people off screen. This is the SCAT military, and you play a agent that's basically not shown on screen, and you hack into the wiring, the camera system in the house.
What about the cameras and the traps?
Right there, and the cameras are attached to the traps, and your job is to capture the augurs that are coming in, and save the girls, save the day. The end. And the game is just this, full motion video throughout. There's no kind of real gameplay. It's just click the right button at the right time, cycle through the cameras. The late Dana Plato, rest in peace. But this is the game that started all the controversy, along with Mortal Kombat, but mainly this game, where there was Senate hearings and Congress, and they didn't want to release the game. Awesome live stream if you're looking to grow. Oh, spam comment, fantastic. Anywho, back to what I was saying. This is the game that started all that controversy and had the Senate hearings, the Congress hearings back in the day. I'm not going to touch too long on this, but I'm going to get this point across. The Joe Lieberman, who ran for office, who was a senator at the time, was a real douchebag. Basically, they never even played this game. None of the senators played this game, and they were asked that in the hearings. Did you play the game? You know, you're judging it by, oh, it's so terrible, it's so horrible, it's so gory, it's so violent. Basically, they thought they were raping the girls. I don't know what they thought. They've spruced up the gameplay here, the graphics. You can actually see the video in motion. You couldn't back in the day. So basically, you want to try to capture them before they get to the girls. I'm going to see if I get somebody caught on purpose here, just to show you real quick. It might take a while because the girls haven't even arrived yet. And see, look at these hooks. They're wearing basically trash bags. They're walking stupid. This is, I mean, it's not scary. It's almost comical. Look at this. This is not even an R-rated movie. PG-13. I don't know what, a PG at best. It's not G-rated, but it's damn well close to it. And there's no real gameplay except have the right camera code and press the button at the right time. Capture the auger. I've captured none so far, as you can see.
Boy, we both know that, but you...
It's just a bunch of actors running around. Bad acting, by the way. FMV, full motion video. It was very grainy. It was even smaller than this back in the day on the Sega CD. It later came out on 32X and 3DO as well. But it's just crazy to think that this game caused all this controversy and all this hype for nothing, basically. I mean, the games we have now are far, far more violent. Grand Theft Auto 5, and, you know, show nudity, and it's just crazy, though, to think how far we've come and how stupid they were. Video games are like any other media. They wanted to ban books. They wanted to set books on fire because they were too controversial. They wanted to. Movies were a problem at one point. Television is corrupting the child or youth. Video games are dangerous. It's just silly. Let's see here. The Dangerous Games is a documentary.
Right on back here.
Basically about the controversy behind this. I mean, look how silly this is. She's scantily clad, and she's not nude. She's not close to nude. She's got on sleepwear, something that she would wear to go to bed.
I find that so extremely offensive, and the only word you can say to the manufacturers and the shareholders of the company is shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
I find those glasses completely offensive.
Hold it right there.
Shame on people that produce that trash. It's child abuse, in my judgment.
Child abuse, really?
Like it at all.
Comparing this to child abuse. Are you serious?
About 2 months ago, I saw the video game Night Trap for the first time. It is a sick, disgusting video game, in my judgment.
There's the drill. That's the guy with the
These
drill.
are people that never play video games in their lives.
Mustn't catch him or we don't see the
These
gratuitous
guys
violence.
have played video games.
It's an effort to trap and kill women.
For the first month or so, I would see Tom and I would say, there is the evil man that made Night Trap. And he'd say, there is the evil man that made Night Trap. But it was a joke for a while. Then the joke started getting serious until a friend of my family's called me and said, hey, did you know Captain Kangaroo came on TV today and said that Night Trap was a bad game.
The danger arises when the subject of the software is of a violent nature.
And that's where it got very serious for me, because I loved Captain Kangaroo.
Well, I mean, God, it was on the front page of USA Today, it was on the front page of the Washington Post, it was on the front page of the New York Times.
All it did was help sales.
It was so new, it was so revolutionary at the time that it first came out that it was ideal fodder for somebody who wanted to use it as a political hand grenade.
Your bullets can't hurt me.
I don't know that there's any actual
And
real
when we
blood or
see the
gore
new
in the
generation
game.
of video
I don't
games,
believe so,
and
none that I can
especially
remember.
Night Trap and several other examples.
Lethal Enforcers,
In my
that
judgment,
gun
they've
was from
gone
Lethal
too
Enforcers.
far.
That was another game that was
Only one that can save me.
deemed
My
too
son and
violent.
I, Tyler, who's 11 now, we went to rent a
Again,
movie.
digitized graphics of Konami.
The
It was an
gentleman
arcade
said to me,
shooter
he
that came
says,
to the Super Nintendo
"Hey, you know,
Genesis later
Dana,
on.
they took your game off the market." And I said, why? He said, well, obviously there's a bunch of controversy behind it. And I said, oh, really? And that's how I heard.
Controversy followed Dana Plato everywhere, apparently.
It's not violent.
God rest her soul.
You know, in any sense. It's not violent, it's not gory, it's not anything like that at all. And the object of the game is to save the girls that go in for the slumber party.
Way to go, Control. I knew you could do it.
Our state of mind about creating some horrible, frightening thing.
So, you're the troublemaker.
It was really, how many
It's
odds
all cheesy.
can we trap in the house?
These are the traps.
The guy from the New York Times called me and he said, we hear these terrible things are happening. And that was like one of the first phone calls I got, that these games are really violent and people, you know, are really up in arms about them. And I was saying, have you seen Night Trap?
Oh, they're the Ogs, by God.
Evil Ogs.
They are evil. You can just tell by the way they're hopping along.
So
I'm afraid the Ogs aren't our biggest problem.
The horrible sex and violence scene is in the bathroom. Right here, X marks the spot. This is where Elisa gets it.
But games are like any other medium anyway.
She
Honestly,
is in a
we still don't have real
So I guess this is
relationships,
scantily
real
classified.
sex like scenes like you would see in a
there's,
movie.
You know, an odd
And it's
in
sad,
the-
really.
I mean,
They're in books, they're in movies, they're in TV, they're in just
you
about
could hear
everything
people
except video
laughing on
games,
the
and we
side
haven't
'cause it's-
matured to that point.
I don't see why it would be.
And I don't know why we have a rating system in place. There's the M rating, there's also, I think, the AO rating, the adults only.
The whole sort of reason for
Besides
having
for some
that
cheap,
thing that
cheesy
goes around the neck
3DO games like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties,
we
haven't really
something that was sort of
progressed
so
any further.
pharisaical and something
The violence has, and that's
so
about the only thing. The
non-replicable
violence is
that there wouldn't
ultra
be any
real and
chance
ultra
that
gory.
anybody could
But
mistake
aside
it
from
for
that,
reality.
we haven't come any further
Ooh, so scary.
with video games as a medium,
A
which is pretty
controversial
sad.
scene.
This is actually the reason why there's ratings on video games now.
The controversy just helps sales.
Self-regulation to government regulation, but make no mistake about it, we will move ahead if you do not.
It's to think they had nothing better to do with their time
It created a rating system for titles.
I flew to Washington to go to these hearings. In the morning of the hearings, they announced to us, they told me, gee, you know, we're really sorry. Thanks so much for coming. We're really sorry, but we decided that there isn't any time to hear your testimony today. And then at some point in the hearings, Dorgan is reading from, he says, yeah, and it's a shame Mr. Zito couldn't be here to defend this horrible filth that this company is putting in. I said, Senator, I am here and I'd be happy to talk about it. You're out of order. Just, you know, be quiet back there.
See, these people are crazy.
That I actually did see TV reports that the object of the game was to kill and rape sexy co-eds.
There was absolutely no sex.
Sex? I mean, unless you're attracted to
There's still no
large,
sex in video
dark
games
objects
to
that
this
go
day.
like this.
There might be a little brief nudity here or there, but as I said, there's no mature relationships going on. There's no mature sex scenes.
It's gratuitous, the sex.
The heavy rain sex scene was
At the end of the hearings, I
little
walked up to
laughable.
Lieberman and I said to him, Senator, have you ever actually played this game? And he said, I don't have to. This is filth.
That's the problem right there. These people don't play the games. They have no
wolves
idea what's going on.
As bait, like here.
And
have
even
this.
then,
I want to state
you should
that
watch
Night Trap will
or be
never
knowledgeable of
appear
what your children
on
are
a
playing, what your
Nintendo
children
system.
are doing.
Obviously, it would not pass our
Night Trap
guidelines.
still hasn't
When all this
appeared on
TV
Nintendo
coverage was
system. It's
going
not on the Switch.
I was on a TV show, and when I needed the Night Trap footage, it was Nintendo that was like, "Oh, we'll send it to you."
Howard, I
Night
owe
Trap's
all the
available
sales
for
of Night Trap to you.
$14.99.
Want to sell something to
It'll probably go
16-year-old
on sale
boys?
at some point in
Get
time.
it banned by Toys R Us. You know, you can't
It's
keep
got a good
enough of
point
them to
there.
supply at the warehouse.
I've had some controversy in my life, and I just found it interesting that
That's putting it
there was
mildly.
some controversy behind this also. But it's like this dark cloud, you know, that just kind of follows me.
I'll follow her to death,
You know, I have
unfortunately.
this horrible feeling that 20 years from now, somebody's going to call me and say, Jim, we want to do an interview, you know. And I'm going to say, great, you know, is it Wirehead? Is it this new show? And, no, Night Trap, the classic, the great, you know, we want to get the behind the scenes of Night Trap. Now, I'm going to be pulling this stupid binder out, you know, every 5 years.
Talk
going,
about foreshadowing.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of fun.
So that's just a little insight about the whole controversy with Night Trap, Mortal Kombat, the rating system. All the controversy and violence did help Sega to propel ahead and capture 50% of the market. That and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stop bugging me.
Hot set. Looks like an Atari controller. So silly of a controversy back in the 90s, but it was a big deal. I'm really not for any form of censorship, even if it's disturbing, even if it's objectionable. Let the viewer decide. Decide for your children. Don't just ban things. So that's just a little insight on Night Trap, controversy, video game rating. Till next time.